You know, Ariz, the sea route is what we are getting to know, that these 5 terrorists have filtered into Mumbai. It's been a soft target right from 26/11. Headlines today, your team has exposed how soft the sea route is. We've carried out patrols in the night along with the guards there, and we've seen how vulnerable the sea route is. Once again, the same being exposed with this.
Well, it is of course a grey area. Even the agencies in India and even the agencies across the border, they certainly know one thing, that it is a grey area, and finding out any person in the vast ocean is quite difficult. But then many steps can be taken. The vigilance can be improved, the surveillance can be improved in the city, and that is exactly what this time around the agencies claim that they are doing. They are in close coordination with each other, with also the Navy and the Coast Guard. They are keeping a close coordination, and they are trying as much as possible. They have placed their local informants also in the sea, so as to wherever there is a movement, they can immediately get an information. So the agencies, they certainly claim that they are doing as much as possible, but in case of untoward attempt by such terrorists, one cannot rule out the possibility that the sea route might be used in the future also.
Ariz, very quickly, if you can tell us the time frame of this terror attack which is planned. When did these 5 terrorists come into Mumbai there, and when are they planning to carry out this terror strike? Is there a time frame to it?
Well, as far as we are concerned, we have accessed the intelligence input specifically, and it is clearly mentioned that it has been planned. It has been planned around 15 days back.
They're going to come right back to you for further details on that story. Reactions coming in thick and fast. Joining me on the phone line, Mr. YP Singh, former IPS police officer from Mumbai. Sir, thank you for talking to us. How do you read this terror alert?
I think this terror alert at the moment has to be seen just as a surmise, because unless until there is something more substantive happening, because there is a very self-defeating logical phenomenon whereby on one hand they have the photographs, and yet they do not know that who these terrorists are, and they have not apprehended them. Perhaps it could be some sort of intelligence alert which may have been given to the people, and these people must have shown the photographs as a measure of abundant precaution to see that the administrative protocols of dissemination of alert is followed.
You know, sir, our sources have, of course, my colleague Ariz Chandra was in fact telling us that the terror attack planned would be on the lines of 26/11. That would make it extremely difficult for the authorities to beef up security.
I think that could be certain things, but then still on something more specific, because what is nettlesome is the fact that if we have such specific details about the terrorists, why have we not apprehended them? So it could be certainly a threat, and I think the drills and the protocols of which are being followed at the moment for prevention of such a crime, they are certainly welcome. But then it would certainly require an application of mind to gauge the actual seriousness of the threat.
So you're saying something more substantive needs to be got on that, but once again, doesn't it expose how vulnerable our coastline is right after 26/11? If you look at the Pradhan Committee report, that was one point which stood out, that our coastline, especially where Mumbai is concerned, is extremely vulnerable. And reports coming in, that's the route that these 5 terrorists have chosen to come into Mumbai.
I think the vulnerability certainly exists, and it is not difficult to sneak into the city of Mumbai or its neighboring areas from the sea route, because we still do not have a very strong and foolproof mechanism to check the boats which are coming in. So I think vulnerability is there. 26/11 has happened, yet the intensive coordination which is required among those agencies which patrol the seas and their sharing of the intelligence inputs with various organizations, there's a lot of lacking in that. And if we have a good thing like NCDC coming up and that is getting stalled, I think this again has a negative effect on the morale of the people doing the patrolling. And police, of course, they have other priorities. Terrorism is a low priority. Patrolling the seas again is something which is happening very shabbily. So I think if something is coming, certainly it wouldn't be difficult for them to come.